Hey, this is Wayne Turner. Good to see you back today. I know you're tickled that we're finished with the book of Job. Today we're going to look at the ministry of Jesus. We're going to be reading some verses out of four different books, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And in Matthew, 4 and 8 chapters. And then in Mark chapter 1, Luke chapters 4 and 5, and John chapter 4. So portions of reading out of each of those. Why do we do it? Well, because we're reading through chronologically, and as the authors of the Gospels deal with the same issue, we look at it in all four places. We began with Jesus going back up into Galilee. You recall in our last New Testament reading, he came through Samaria, talked to the woman, the Samaritan woman, and spent some time there with the Samaritans. While he goes back to Galilee, he goes into Cana, and there he's met by a nobleman whose son is sick in Capernaum. Well, Jesus actually heals him without even going back to Capernaum, and it's reported later that the son was healed at the very same time that Jesus told the nobleman that his son was to be healed. Then he goes to the temple in Nazareth in Luke chapter 4, and this is an interesting episode in the Scriptures because Jesus is given the Old Testament scroll to read, and he reads from Isaiah chapter 61. In Isaiah chapter 61, Isaiah prophesies the Messiah. Jesus reads a passage and he says, "This day is this fulfilled in your ears." In other words, Jesus proclaimed that day in his hometown of Nazareth, among his own people, in the synagogue there, that he was the Messiah. Well, his hometown folks flew into a rage and, as a matter of fact, wanted to cast him over the mountainside, but he left. He walked right through them, and they didn't lay a hand on him. They tried to kill him. Then there's a fish story that, of course, involves Simon Peter. You'll enjoy reading that. The demons, we find out, know exactly who Jesus is, and they attest to that fact. Then we see that Peter had a mother-in-law. Who knew that Peter had a mother-in-law? Which, well, obviously means that Peter was either married at the time or had been married. She's sick and Jesus heals her. And then we see that Jesus had a very fruitful ministry in Galilee. So that's today's reading. Hope you enjoy it. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a nice day.